There's this brand new Facebook scam going around, and if you are looking for a rental on Facebook Marketplace, you gotta know this brand new scam or you might fall victim to it. Okay, so let me set the scene. As you may know, I'm a realtor, and a big part of my business is leasing out properties. And yesterday I got an email from someone who wanted to see one of my rentals. I get an email from a fella named Elian, but this email was a little different. And looking back at it now, it kinda is a massive red flag. But when I see a good opportunity, I strike on it, right? But the email was basically saying like, yeah, I really like this property you have listed. I really need to see it tomorrow at this time, and here's some of my information. So I look through the information, and it's basically a AAA tenant. Makes great income, great credit score, everything lines up. Basically the ideal tenant a landlord would want. So I really want to get this guy into the place, and he seemed very eager and very time sensitive. So I agreed to meet him at the time he wanted to go see the place, and everything seemed kind of normal until I actually went to go show him the place. So the following day, I get there 10 minutes early, put on all the lights, make it look a little pretty, and just get ready to show him the place and hopefully sign a lease. The car pulls up and I think it's Elian, so I say, "Hey Elian, nice to meet you, I'm Daniel." And he gives me a weird look. The guy tells me his name isn't Elian. At first, I just thought maybe I got the names mixed up. I see a lot of people every single day, and sometimes I forget a name or two. My bad. I awkwardly laugh it off because I feel kind of bad that I forgot the guy's name or got it mixed up. We quickly move past it and I just start showing him the place. He likes it. Everything seems to be going well. We're saying some funny jokes, we're getting to know each other, but some things seem a little off. Things that he told me via email and text before we met up just don't line up. First was his name, then it was his job, and then there were just a few other details of his family. I'm starting to think this isn't the guy I'm supposed to be meeting. And so I ask him like, "Are you sure you made an appointment with me, Daniel Doucette?" And he says yes. At that point, I feel like I'm genuinely gaslighting myself and I'm having like a weird moment of amnesia because I genuinely do not remember anything of this guy. But I try my best not to get ahead of myself, and I just start telling them more about the details of the property, what the tenant's responsible for, what the landlord responsible for, how long the lease is, and how much the rent's gonna be, and all that jazz. And I'm really happy I did, because if I didn't, I think he would have been scammed out of a lot of money. Because the moment I mentioned the price, he told me the price that he saw was completely different. I had the property listed for $3,200 a month, but he told me the ad said $2,800. And now I'm starting to panic because I'm thinking like, oh, do I have it listed on Facebook for much lower? Did I make like a mistake? What happened? So I asked him, where was it listed $2,800? Because let's be real, we all make mistakes, and I felt kind of embarrassed and I wanted to see the mistake I made. So he brings up his phone, scrolls through his Facebook messages, and there the listing is. It was my lease listing on Facebook, and he was talking to Daniel, but it was a different Daniel. It was a fella pretending to be me. So I tell him, that's Daniel, but that ain't me. We never spoke before. Then I bring up that he's not the guy that I thought I was meeting. So we look through his conversation with Daniel and himself, and we look through my message of me and him, and the things just don't match up at all. We both quickly realized we were both being scammed. And honestly, it's one of the smartest scams I have ever seen in this whole line of business. But luckily, that scam was being done by a very dumb person who could not keep their facts straight. If you're a little confused in how this whole scam works, let me break it down for you. And just for the YouTube guidelines, I'm only explaining this to educate the population so they don't get scammed. I'm not endorsing scamming or anything like that. I think scammers are literally the scum of the earth, and I want to spread awareness so scammers can scam less and caught more often. But basically, you have Mr. Scammer. Mr. Scammer goes to Realtor.ca, grabs a few photos, and reposts that listing on Facebook Marketplace. When someone reaches out to the scammer's listing on Facebook and makes a date to go see the property, Mr. Scammer reaches out to the listing agent of that property through Realtor.ca, usually in the form of an email. And the scammer knows how to say the right things to get the listing agent interested enough to go show them that property. At that time, the person that they're scamming requested it. So the scammer is pretending to be two different people to do other people. The scammer is basically like the middleman in this whole charade. When the scammer gets gets both people to show up and the listing agent to show them the property, it creates a false sense of security with the person that the scammer is scamming, because they go to the property, they get to be shown around, and the person looks legitimate. They dress well, they're on the sign, and they get to show them this great property. So it feels extremely legit. And when the showing's done and everyone goes back home, guess who's getting a call and asking for a deposit? Yes, the person being scammed. And that call isn't made by the listing agent, it's made by the person scamming them. It's a very smart way to scam, but luckily he got a few facts mixed up and we just kind of saw right through it. The moment I realized this whole thing was happening, this massive scam, I was very scared. I think to myself, has this happened before? Luckily I don't think so, but it still gives me the ick, and it's something to be very cautious about. Because the more we talk about scamming and the more we learn how scammers scam, it kind of forces the scammers to be more smart. And so they create more elaborate scams, and it can lead to some very terrifying situations. There are some genuinely really bad people out there who just don't want to do anything productive with their life and just take from the people who earned it. And it's honestly a really scummy thing. I'm happy no one got scammed, and luckily we all came out with a good life lesson, which is always communicate. You can never over communicate. I was able to prevent this scam because I talked to the person. I kind of fact checked their name, their job, and there was a lot of things that just didn't add up. If you see something, say something. And like they say, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is too good to be true. But anyway guys, my name is Dan Doucette, and hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Don't get scammed, okay?